This is Tackle Talk Live, an inside scoop on how, when, and where to catch bass, with a primary focus on Toledo Bend and Sam Rayburn. Interviews with anglers who are consistent winners on the tournament trail. Your hosts, Camus Boats Pro Staffer Steve Graff and Gill Fishing Accounts Manager Kevin Jean. Two anglers who understand bass fishing with tournament success on all levels. Anglers willing to share their knowledge to help you become a better fisherman. So sit up and pay close attention as they give detailed tournament information and results. Here are the hosts of Tackle Talk Live, Steve Graff and Kevin Jean.
Welcome to another edition of Tackle Talk Live. I'm Iowa Pro Staffer Steve Graff, along with Gill Fishing Accounts Manager and Road Warrior Kevin Jean. As Kevin is on the road today, as you can see, he's in his truck and going down the road, trying to set up new accounts, and just a busy man. So, Kev, how's it going, man?
It's going, Steve. You know, I'm actually visiting some of our Tackle Talk Live sponsors today. Went by and seen Mr. John Abraham over there at Cypress Knee Outdoors a while ago. Going over this evening to visit with Keith's Tackle and some other accounts in between that I need to talk to, and trying to get some things set up with Gill. So on the road today. Today was the only day I could travel. So you know what? I'll pull over and we can shoot the show from the side of the road, and this is how it's going to be today. So hope the reception's good. Hope everybody can hear me okay. So if not, I apologize.
So far, so good. And real quick, we want to recognize one of our newest sponsors, Seagar Fishing Line. Thank you, Drew Davis, and for his cooperation and working with us with Seagar. And Kevin and I really appreciate that. Today, we're going to wrap up. We got a couple of turns. We'll wrap up the ABA Solo 150 on Palestine. God, I proofread these things and still I get them wrong. So we'll have the ABA Solo 150. Wait a minute. No, I am confusing myself. So we will have the ABA Pro League on Lake Palestine. We'll wrap it up. We're also going to wrap up the Bob City Big Bass Splash, which will be that was on Toledo Bend this past weekend. We got the winner. Ryan Hanson is going to join us here in just a little bit to talk about his big win on Toledo Bend and how he caught the big fish. And so I'm looking forward to having him on, see exactly, get some details from him, where he was at, what he was throwing, what time of day, what day did he catch it. We'll get all that information when we get Ryan on. We've also got, Kevin, I put together, as I've done before, like I did for Sam Rayburn, I put together some stats for Toledo Bend on quality of fish that were coming in. I'm telling you, Toledo Bend showed out. And now I tell you, it'd be a close race to say which is better, Toledo Bend or Rayburn. But based off the stats I'm giving today, Rayburn has a slight, and I mean a very slight edge on
I
Toledo.
will say, Steve, Sam Rayburn had a lot more anglers in it as well.
That's true. And so more opportunity for more fish to come in. Good point. And so as far as quality, I'm telling you, Toledo Bend is fishing as good as it has in a long, long time for 2024. So, but we've got that. We've also got upcoming tournaments. We got lake level reports. Rayburn is up and above, way up and above right now. And I guess they're holding water back due to all the flooding in South Texas. So we'll get you that information. If you're headed to Sam Rayburn, be ready, because you're going to be the bushes are inundated. If you're looking for bushes, flooded bushes, that will not be a problem on Sam Rayburn. They're everywhere.
No, definitely not.
So, but we're going to take a quick break. When we return, we're going to bring on Ryan Hanson, winner of the Sealy Big Bass Tournament on Toledo Bend. You're watching Tackle Talk Live. We'll be right back.
A good marine dealer is hard to find, but a great dealer is even harder. But in Iowa, Louisiana, there's a marine dealer that falls into the great category. Power Implements Marine, South Louisiana's go-to dealer for all things related to the boating industry. A Minn Kota, Garmin, and Mercury dealer, guaranteeing you first-rate service in both sales and repair. A great selection of new and used boats to choose from, including Skeeter, G3, Ranger, Camus, and Go Devil. A knowledgeable staff that will treat you like family and are always willing to go the extra mile to ensure you walk out a happy customer. To see everything they have to offer, go to powerimplements.com or stop by 606 East Miller Street in Iowa, Louisiana. Plus, mention Tackle Talk Live and save $500 off a new or pre-owned boat or $50 off your first service ticket. Toledo Health is a full-service primary and acute care clinic. Nurse practitioners Jarrett Rule and Melissa Vines bring quality health care that's needed and convenient to the area. Nothing is worse than being sick on your family or fishing getaway. Whether it's a stomach virus or a hook in the hand, Toledo Healthcare will try and meet all your health care needs. Appointments available and walk-ins are always welcome. So the next time you're feeling down at Toledo Bend, stop by Toledo Healthcare, located on Highway 6 just south of Toledo Town, or call 318-508-5323. Very few stores are a complete one-stop shop, but Cypress Knee Outdoors is such a place. A store within a store. Cypress Knee is located inside 3J's four-way. Whether you need gas, food, drinks, or bait and tackle, they have it. Cypress Knee Outdoors carries top-name fishing brands like Strike King, Sandtone, Spro, and V&M. Crappie jigs from Bobby Garland. Need hunting gear? They have it. Ammunition from rifle to shotgun shells. Deer scents from Buck Wild and Doe and Heat. Deer stands from Titan and feeders from T-Hanger. Cypress Knee has it all. Located off I-49, exit 127, just south of Natchitoches, Louisiana. So stop by Cypress Knee Outdoors and let John Abram and his staff show you everything they have to offer. Or give them a call at 318-238-HUNT. You're watching Tackle Talk Live, a show dedicated to making you a better angler. Now back to the guys with all the inside scoop, Kevin Jean and Steve Graff.
This is Tackle Talk Live. Thank you for tuning us in. This segment presented by Toledo Health. 3J's Four-Way, home of Cypress Knee Outdoors. Cigar Fishing Line and Power Implements Marine, located right there in Iowa, Louisiana. And if you mention Tackle Talk Live, you get $500 off the purchase of a new or used boat, or you can do the $50 off your first service ticket. Either one, but you got to mention Tackle Talk Live, and we appreciate that, and our sponsors appreciate that. All of our sponsors make sure you mention Tackle Talk Live when you go in and buy product from them. So it does us good and does you good. All right, on the Tackle Talk hotline, we've got the winner, a man that's trying to figure out how to spend all that money he won, Ryan Hanson from Bernice, Louisiana. And good to see a Louisiana boy win that Toledo Bend tournament, Ryan, and congratulations, man. Good job.
Thank you, sir.
Ryan came in with a 10.64-pound bass. And, Ryan, I guess first question, were you north, south, east, west? Where were you at on Toledo Bend?
Just a little bit above me, at close to San Miguel.
Okay.
Okay, I got you.
This is the third time I've ever been on that lake.
The third time you've ever been on it?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Okay. Have you been on it this year at all, or just came in just to fish the tournament?
Just came in to fish the tournament.
Okay. All right. Well, good deal.
Now,
So,
man, all we did was concentrate on the water, 15 foot of water.
Yeah.
So
we did not catch very many fish.
That was my question. Did you scout for this? Any pre-fish time? Did you did you locate a group of fish? Or did you just feel good did you just go out there and say, this ought to be a good spot?
Well, the first day we fished, we was trying different depths, and it seemed to be, I guess you'd say, the 14 to 20 foot range. I hung a brute the very first day, and it come up, shook his head, and then it sent that old bait right back at me, man. And I was sick, and I really don't know what it would have weighed, but it was nice. The very next day, the very same spot, and that's the only fish I caught that day. That is it. Matter of fact, I had that big old bait on and I hummed it out there. I seen them out there on the live scope, and I'm not just, the greatest at watching it, but when I hummed it out there, it backlashed on me, and I went to get my backlash out, and next thing you know it, when I got ready to start reeling, I thought I done hung this $75 bait up, and it pulled back, and I realized I had a fish on.
Wow.
Yes,
So what bait? Oh, was you throwing a glide bait?
Yes, sir. I was throwing a ditch donkey glide bait. I really don't know who the guy is that actually makes it, but I need to get in touch with him. Maybe he'll sponsor me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Good.
haven't. Yeah, I've seen it on Facebook before, and I decided I'd try it. Matter of fact, that's the first time I've tried it. Was this tournament this weekend? I did not catch a lot of fish with it, but the ones I did have on, that's ones you want for a big bass tournament. I mean, there wasn't nothing little trying to eat it, but I did have two of them that I think would have been in the top 5, and one of them was the top 1. The other
Do you think
was a brute.
you think the day one fish that you caught or hooked could it have been the same fish and you just caught it on day 2?
It could have been. It was a big fish. I mean, my heart was thumping when it come up, and man, it sent the bait back over the top of the boat when it come unbuckled.
Oh, really?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Well, so and what time of day did you catch this fish? Was it in the morning? Was it afternoon? When did you catch it?
I caught that fish at exactly 8:15.
Oh,
exactly
really?
8:15. Yes, sir.
So you weighed in at what time?
Probably around 8:45. It took a little while to get down there.
Okay. All right.
Yes, sir. Good ride.
So you didn't trailer. You actually run your boat from Cypress Bend all the way up to San Miguel.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Did you fish on Sunday or did you just fish Friday, Saturday?
Man, I ain't got no quit in me. I fished all 3 days as hard as I could.
Okay.
I fished like I was still not leading it. I mean, you never know.
Did you hook any fish on day 3 on Sunday that you might have got a check with?
I hooked one more fish, and I would have got a check with it. It just come unbuckled. I am not used to throwing that thing, but I was throwing it all or nothing because I just got a good feeling it's going to catch big fish, and I'm not worried about trying to catch a lot of fish in a tournament like that.
Yeah. So you threw the ditch donkey all 3 days.
All 3 days, and I only have one of them. Maybe the guy will give me another one, but I only have one of them. It's a 7-inch, and it's called a Pedro. Yes, sir.
So Ryan, you never even threw a big worm, a 10-inch or a 12-inch worm? You never threw anything like that?
Man, I threw it a couple of times, but I never really got bit. I tried. I did not catch a fish on day 3. I caught one fish on day 2, and the very first day, I probably caught 4 or 5.
So you were going to go big or go home, either way.
Go big or go home.
Hey, there you go,
when
man.
you're fishing a tournament like that, you gotta have that motto. But when you go to Lake Fork, it's a little different story because you can do good on unders over there. I throw a shaky head the whole time at Lake Fork.
Yeah. So this was your first. Was this your first sea on Toledo Bend?
This is my third one. This is the third time I've come down to fish it. I've never just come and fun fish Toledo Bend.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
all right. Wow.
I've made 3 trips down there now.
So did you have a partner in the boat?
3 years in a row.
Yeah. Did you have a partner in the boat with you?
Yes, sir. I did.
You did? So did y'all have any kind of agreement on who caught the fish? We were going to split the winning. How does that divvied up your prize package?
Man, as a matter of fact, I borrowed a boat from a buddy of mine, and he wasn't even fishing with me. And then I had a guy fishing with me. The guy fishing with me, I'm gonna give him the same amount of money as the guy that I borrowed the boat from. I'm gonna try to do good both ways.
Yeah, good deal. Good deal. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Well, Ryan, man, we appreciate you. Thanks for taking the time to come on and visit with us. And I'm sure you'll be fishing all the Bob Seeley's. Now, I guess the next one, I think they got one at Gunnersville coming, but the next one around here is at Lake Fork. I assume you go to that one?
I've been fishing Lake Fork Seeley Outdoors probably over 15 years now.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
So you're Seeley. You're a Seeley bandit. You love fishing those Seeley tournaments.
I like fishing the Seeley tournament. I do. I like crappie fishing too, but I like them Seeley tournaments.
Yeah. Well, and you know, when Bob Seeley puts on an event, it's going to be done right, and it's very professional. It's well run, well organized, and so nobody does it better than Bob Seeley.
Yeah, I've enjoyed every one of them we go to. It's been a great event.
All right. Ryan, man, thank you. Congratulations. We appreciate you coming on, spending time with us, and look forward to seeing how you do over at Lake Fork, Texas. I think it's in September. I think it's September.
That's it. September. It's usually like the 18th or 19th September.
Yeah, I think that's right. Mid-September. All right, man. Oh, hey, thank you. Appreciate you, bud, and have a good summer and try to stay cool.
All right. Thank you.
All right. That was Ryan Hanson from Bernice, Louisiana. And we got, looks like we kind of lost Kevin temporarily. We'll get him back on here in just a second. When we return, we've got more tournament results, upcoming tournaments, along with lake level reports for both Toledo Bend and Sam Rayburn. We'll be right back. You're watching Tackle Talk Live.
Pride Rods, custom-built fishing rods made to handle any and all techniques. Fishing rods designed for sensitivity and made to last in Montgomery, Texas. Built by Billy Kistler with the finest Gary Loomis North Fork composite blanks available. They offer a complete line of spinning and casting rods for both fresh and saltwater. Pride Rods do more than pass the eye test. They excel in performance as well. Ask your local tackle dealer if they carry Pride Rods and pick one up to try it for yourself. Take pride in your fishing by using Pride Rods. To learn more, go to priderods.com or call 832-418-6040. The Lakes Insurance Agency is an independent insurance agency taking care of Texans' insurance needs for over 25 years, offering auto, homeowners, boat, RV, life, health, and commercial insurance. Owner Clark Moore is a local fishing guide and tournament angler who understands your insurance needs and wants to be your go-to guide for all your insurance needs. For a free quote, give him a call and see why so many Texans trust the Lake Insurance Agency. 2 locations to serve you in both Nacogdoches and Broadus, Texas. Or give him a call at 936-205-4467. The next time you're headed for Toledo Bend or Sam Rayburn, stop by Keith's Toledo Bend Tackle. They have an awesome supply of everything you'll need to catch the big ones. Whether your trip calls for bass fishing, white perch tackle, catfish bait, or the ultimate fighting shiners, Keith's Tackle has you covered. Keith and former Elite Series pro Ben Matsubu also have the latest information on what, how, and where you need to be fishing on Sam Rayburn or the Bend. So for all your tackle needs, check out Keith's Toledo Bend Tackle, located just off Highway 21 on the Texas side of Toledo Bend, or call 409-625-0181. You're watching Tackle Talk Live, a show dedicated to making you a better angler. Now back to the guys with all the inside scoop, Kevin Jean and Steve Graff.
Hold on. Welcome back to Tackle Talk Live. We've got Kevin on the Tackle Talk hotline. Matter of fact, won't see him visually, but we got him verbally. We're going to have him. We'll have his. We'll get some opinions from Kevin here in just a second. This segment presented by Seaguar Fishing Line, Pride Rods, Keith's Toledo Bend Tackle, Lakes Insurance of Nacogdoches, and Power Implements Marine, located right there in Iowa, Louisiana. Kevin, if you mention Tackle Talk Live, what do they get?
$500 off any new or used the purchase of any new or used boat, or $50 off any service ticket. So drop by, visit our guys there, right there at Power Implements Marine in Iowa, Louisiana, just east of Lake Charles.
Real quick, Kev, I've got we'll go over the Seeley, the top 5 places here, Seeley results. Of course, we just had Ryan Hanson on. Ryan gave some good details. Kevin, he was throwing the ditch donkey. I don't know if you heard that, but he was throwing the ditch donkey glide bait. He threw it all day, all 3 days. He caught 2 fish on it. He lost the first one on day 1, and then he caught the second one on day 2. Didn't have any bites on it on day 3, but it was. That's called commitment right there. I mean, when you commit to that thing all day, every day.
I did, Steve. I could hear the interview. My phone froze up on me, kind of got overheated here in my truck, but and I apologize to everyone for that. But I was able to hear the interview and hear how it all went down. And man, that you're 100% right. That's commitment. But he also said, when you're fishing the Sealy Big Bass Splash, that is. That's what you're going for, and you're going for one bite. As is when you go fish Lake Fort, you're fishing a lot of times for those big unders, so you fish differently there. So, hats off to him on a great job, and knowing what you've got to do to do well in that event. So, and he did it.
Yes, he did. Also, another guy that did really well in this event, Johns Jones Jr. from Newton, Texas. He landed a 10.58 for $15,000 cash. Lane Lacaze from Robeline, 10.52. He finished third for $10,000. Fourth place was Ryan Wilkerson of Manning, 10.06 for $5,000. And fifth place was Sean Wellman from Leesville, Louisiana, with a 9.95. Kevin, real quick, 4 fish over 10 weighed in on Toledo Bend. Rayburn didn't even do that.
Steve, I didn't see that one coming. I really didn't. Looking back at the results this weekend, I was shocked to see 4 over 10. But the weight, and I thought the weights were going to be up. Toledo's fishing really well right now, but to have 4 in May, as hot as it was, over 10 pounds, Steve, that's wow, it's fishing a whole lot better than I thought it was going to.
Yeah, that's very impressive. And I got some stats here for you, Kev, real quick. And folks, this just to give you an example of how good Toledo Bend is fishing right now. Overall, there were 4 bass over 10 pounds, a 1064, 1058, 1052, 1006. On Friday, 37 fish over 6 pounds were weighed in, with 17 of those over 7 pounds, including a 1009 coming at the 12 o'clock noon, being weighed in at 12 o'clock noon, 1006. On Saturday, 38 fish over 6 pounds came in, with 18 of them over 7 pounds. And Saturday, 252, the 1052 and the 1064 were also weighed in. And then on Sunday, the 1058 big fish, 1 big fish was weighed in, and 19 fish over 6 pounds on Sunday. And so I'm telling you, the Toledo Bend is shining. And just to give you an hourly idea of what it took, we all thought it would take about 4 pounds. Well, Friday, it took 416, almost a 5-pounder, just to make the top 15 hourly on Friday.
Yeah.
Saturday dropped off a little bit, Kevin. It was 4.13. Not much of a drop off, but still almost a 5-pounder on Saturday for the top 15. And then on Sunday, it dropped down to 3.72 pound fish to make the top 15 on Sunday. It took a 461 for the top 10 hourly on Friday, and a minimum of 468 on Saturday for the top 10, and a 403 to make the top 10 on Sunday. So,
Steve, for a 403, for a 403 to make the top 10 on Sunday, that's impressive. That's a very healthy fishery. To maintain that type of pressure for 3 straight days in a row with that many boats, that many people, for that to make the top 10 on Sunday, that's a very healthy fishery right there. Because there's been a lot of years, Steve, like a 3-1 or a 3-2 would get you a check on Sunday. Top 10.
Yes, you're exactly right. And so it's just a testament to how Toledo Bend's being managed. Congratulations to both Louisiana and Texas Wildlife and Fisheries. Job well done. It continues. Toledo Bend continues to shine. And Kevin, do you think the water coming back up and being it was pretty much pool level for this tournament for Toledo Bend? Do you think that had an impact on this tournament?
I mean, see, just overall, Toledo Bend the last 2 years you can see it's been steadily getting better and better. We're just going through that cycle, I think. Toledo Bend goes through cycles of ups and downs. So does Sam Rayburn. And it's coming back up. I think next year is going to be even better. I do, with the grass that we've had in the past 2 years. Now, I know the water's been up. Yes. It's going to be hard for that grass to survive. But I think the next year, maybe next 2 years, is going to be just as good, if not better, for Toledo Bend.
Yeah, I would agree. And speaking of good fisheries, another lake that the Brandon Belt Series went over to Lake of the Pines. And Kevin, of course, Lake of the Pines is one of those East Texas lakes that just continues to shine tournament after tournament. I've got the top 5 from this tournament here. Let's see here. First place was Russell Paskett and Jonathan Stark. They had let's see here. Well, I don't have that part. Let me pull this back up. They had a total of 46.97 on day 1. They had 19.24 on day 1, 23.98 on day 2. They really had a good sack on day 2 and it looked like they only had 4 fish for 23.93. So good job by those guys, but they really had a really good second day. Campbell and Franklin's, that's Wyatt Frankins and Shane Campbell. They came in with a total of 44.85, so little over 2 pound difference between first and second. They had 21.76 on day 1 and looks like 17.16 on day 2. So congratulations to those guys. Third place was Johnson & Johnson. That's Arthur Johnson and Brandon Johnson. They had a total of 43.79. Day 1, they came in with 25.89. And day 2, they came in with 17.9. Had to limit both days. So they had a 6.14 pound kicker to finish third. Fourth place, Jeff Acock and Paul Pedler. They came in with 40.89. They had 23.58 on day 1. Boy, good bags on day 1. And day 2, they had 17.36. They also had a 6.18 pound kicker. And then on 5th place, Justin Margraves and Chad Silvertooth. They came in 5th with 40.84 on day, let's see here. They had 15.4 on day 1. Day 2, maybe the biggest bag of the tournament, 25.44 on day 2. So good job by all those teams. Good job for the top 5 guys there at Brandon Belt, Kev.
Yeah, and that should, I believe, round it out. I think that finishes up the circuit, Steve, if I'm not mistaken. And then they have the championship coming up on Toledo Bend in June.
Nope, I think you're correct. I think you're exactly
right. And then that Lake of the Pines, it can be really tough this time of year with the amount of boat traffic it gets and party barges and so on and so forth. So to see those kind of weights coming out of Lake of the Pines for this time of year at that big of a tournament, that's impressive as well.
Well, talking to Kevin Lazion, him and Randy Despino fished this event. I had a chance to visit with Kevin about it. He had 16-something on day 1 by himself. And congratulations to Randy Despino. Randy made the top 15 at Lake Eufaula, Oklahoma. I think it's a tackle warehouse event up there. No, the Toyota Series, excuse me. Toyota Series was up there at Oklahoma, and congratulations to Randy Despino for finishing 15th overall in that tournament. And he drove down overnight, met Kevin at Lake of the Pines for day 2. They didn't have a great day, but Kevin told me that the water was definitely up. It was in the bushes. That's where a lot of guys were catching their fish out of the bushes, especially on that far west end, past the bridge on that end. Very popular place. So that probably helped a little bit take pressure off the main lake and got those guys up there in those bushes catching them. So, but you're right. Lake of the Pines, again, it's one of my favorite places to go now. I absolutely love fishing there. And so, all right, ABA Pro League results. We were at Lake Palestine, Texas, over there around Tyler. And Kevin, this was a grinder. I'm telling you right now, it was absolutely tough. We had 200 high school anglers out there competing for the Texas High School State Championship. It was a 2-day event for them. We were a 1-day event. Kevin, I'm just telling you now, it was crowded. After 8 o'clock, you couldn't, there wasn't a boat dock on that lake, and there's a ton of boat docks on Palestine. There wasn't a one of them that hadn't been already followed. You were following somebody after 8 o'clock. I don't care where you went. It was just, some guys got a little aggravated. It was one of those test your patience kind of tournaments for us on the pro league side. Just a lot of people in the way. I mean, it just was very crowded. But overall, Zach Fogel from Longview, Texas. Zach brought in 5 fish to win this event with 21-14. He had a 670 kicker. Let's see here. Scott Cox from Tom Bean, Texas. He was second with 16-34. He had a 564 kicker. It drops off quick. Robert Crow from Denham Springs, Louisiana. He had 5 fish for 14.83. He had a 633 kicker. Michael Nance from Lindale was fourth with 1240. Glenn Robertson from Shreveport was fifth with 1279. Kenneth Brewer from Bedford, Texas was sixth with 1202. Seventh was Bruce Anderson from Sherman, Texas with 1130. John Montego from Irving, Texas was eighth with 1036. Yours truly, Steve Graff, was ninth, where I had 1052. And rounding out the top 10 was Dalton Gunner Pratt from Terrell, Texas. He was 10th with 5 fish that weighed 934. Kevin, there was, I think, right at 38, 40 guys in this event. There was 15 zeros in this tournament. That's how tough it was on Lake Palestine. So several 1 fish, 2 fish. Only 12 limits weighed in during this event. So, but again.
No, that can definitely, I mean, the closer you get to Dallas over there, and, you know, the more boats, of course, Toledo Bend and St. Rayburn have plenty as well, but they're so big. But Lake Palestine, for those lakes that are not as big, they get that kind of pressure, you know, for the summertime. They definitely can get tough for sure.
Yep. And and upcoming tournaments, we got the Skeeter Owners Tournament on Lake Fork, June 8th and 9th. This coming weekend, you've got the Skeeter Outlaw Championship, June 1st. June 1st and 2nd on Rayburn. That's the Outlaw Outdoors division, our Skeeter Owners Championship for the Outlaw Outdoor Owners. And so Texas Team Trail Championship, June 8th and 9th is on Toledo Bend. A lot of guys will be pre-fishing for that. I'm sure this coming weekend getting ready. So Toledo Bend is probably going to be a little crowded. If you see a lot of boats, that's why. Texas Team Trail Championship going on June 8th and 9th. Outlaw Outdoors Average Joe Tournament. That's a very popular event, Kevin, June 9th out of Humphrey Pavilion. So looking forward to there'll be some guys on that body of water as well. And then the next weekend, ABA Solo 150, the final tournament of the year, number 3, before the 2-day championship, which ours is in September for Texas division. But June 14th and 15th, that'll be our Castle Boykins on Rayburn. That's the ABA Solo 150. And I want to challenge guys, if you have nothing else to fish and you're looking to fish, because there was a lot of guys, we had a question on Facebook about why in the Solo 150 drawing. A lot of guys are saying there's just too many tournaments. You got to pick. Well, there is basically nothing going on June 14th and 15th, guys. If you want to really get a good feel for what the ABA is all about, fish this Solo 150. It's a 2-day event. You can get in it. It's not cut off for anybody. And but jump in that. But you need to register. You can call ABA, go to American Bass Anglers and call them, or you can register online at AmericanBassAnglers.com. And you have up till Monday. Let's see here. What's the date on that? You have up until Monday the 10th at 8 a.m. If you don't call in by Friday, June the 7th, you can still register online the 8th and 9th and the 10th up till 8 o'clock that morning of the 10th. So that's a Monday morning, 8 a.m. You must be signed up if you're going to fish the Solo 150 on Sam Rayburn. So, all right.
And Steve, looking forward to the Texas Team Trail Champion and the Brandon Belt on Toledo Bend in June to see, not fishing, looking forward to it, but looking forward to see what these weights are going to be. If you remember last June, actually as July, the 1st of July, the Brandon Belt believe it was, on Toledo Bend. I actually fished that event. It 2 days. It took like 60 something pounds to win this event. I think it's going to just spit out some stupid numbers that first weekend in June for these Texas team trail guys. Some of the best guys around, Toledo Bend will be fishing this event. And I tell you, Toledo Bend showed out for the Big Bass Splash, and I think it's going to really show out in that Texas team trail, Steve.
Yeah. And one thing I want to caution all you anglers from right now on, take good care of your fish, because I know for the first time since I've had my new Camus boat, I lost a fish this past weekend, and I thought I could get by without throwing any ice in there. Didn't have to cool my water down. And I don't know if that's why I lost the fish or not. I know it wasn't hooked in the tongue. The fish didn't look healthy when I boated it, and I was kind of worried about it. Well, that fish ended up passing on me, and anyway, I ended up weighing one of those in. That didn't help me at all. I had a half-pound penalty for that. But take care of your fish, guys, this time of year. And water temperature is warming up now. You got to start giving them a little extra attention from here on out, especially when you get in the month of June. Make sure you have plenty of ice on board. Keep those live wells cool. Fill your live well up first thing in the morning when you get on the lake. That's the coolest time of the day for the water to be cooled down. And then put it on recirculate, drop some ice in there once in a while, keep that cool water circulating in there, and use plenty of G-juice or whatever you use to put that slime back on those fish. Take good care of your fish. Kevin, lake levels, Toledo Bend, 172.22 as we speak. That's a difference of 2.64 inches above pool. It's had a 10-day loss of 1.44 inches in the last 10 days. 24-hour loss. They're pulling it hard. 2.16 inches. They're pulling it hard. I'm sure all the gates are open. They're probably letting it down right now. So
yes.
Yep. Rayburn, totally opposite. 169.69. That is 5.29 feet above pool. It's over almost 5.5 feet above pool. They've had a 10-day gain of 4.49 feet. And a 24-hour gain of 1.8 inches. So it's still on the rise, actually, Kevin. I guess they're letting probably no water out.
No, they're not letting any water out at all, and it's still rising. I think it's still going to rise for the next several days to come. And I've seen Northeast Texas is supposed to get some heavy rain today or tonight, I believe. So, chances it can continue to rise, and they're not letting any water out, whereas Toledo Bend, the Corps of Engineers there, SRA, has been on top of it. Granted, for what happened here back in 2016, I believe, when we had that flood and it flooded everybody below Toledo Bend, they've been on top of things. They've had the gates open 1 to 2 foot, 11 gates open 1 to 2 foot for the last month almost, it seems like, all the rain we've got. And, Toledo Bend's looking great. But Sam Rayburn, it is a full pool, way above full pool.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and I look for it to stay up for probably for the next couple of weeks. I think even when the Solo 150 goes there,
absolutely,
June 14th and 15th, because again, with all the water they've had, Kevin, Beaumont, Jasper, south of Jasper, Texas, all that Beaumont area down through there, they've got inundated with high rivers, floodwaters.
Yeah, they can't afford to let any water out of Sam Rayburn right now. They just got too much water south of them, so they just cannot afford. They're using it as a little watershed and hold that water off those towns, down south of them. So, and like I said, I think we got a lot of rain to come, so it's going to be Sam Rayburn is going to be high for a long time.
Yeah, I think so too. I think you're right. All right. Kevin, you got anything else? Anything else you need to bring up or talk about?
No, I think that kind of covers us for the day. Great. Thanks to you, Steve, for kind of writing the ship off today. And I thought I was going to get away with running the show from my phone, but overheated on me. And so I apologize again to everybody, but thank you for taking care of it all here. And, man, what an interview with a guy that, doesn't come to Toledo Bend very often. Hardly ever, and just to hear his story and how he goes about fishing that type of tournament and for it to pay off, it was a risk, but he also had the reward. So it was great to hear how that went down and kind of how he approached the tournament.
Yeah, I don't think I'd have had that kind of. That's the patience of Job.
No,
I don't have that kind of patience to throw a glide bait all day for 3 straight days and only get 2 bites on it. Ah, man, that's a testament to that's a testament. Yeah, me too. That's a testament to commitment. But anyway, all right. Well, hey, that's it for this week's show. We're gonna thank you for tuning us in. Please check us out on our YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, or wherever you listen to podcasts. If you'd like to become a member of our sponsorship team, please message us on our Facebook page. Kevin will make sure he gets out a detail packet for you. And for Kevin Jean, yours truly, Steve Graff. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week with more Tackle Talk Live.